As in our daily lives, we maintain a zero-tolerance policy for discrimination, racism, bigotry, or emotional manipulation. We are encouraging viewers to set personal biases aside and put your emotions behind your screen. All opinions expressed on various topics does not intended to convey hate toward anyone or place. All our topics and conversations are designed to foster societal learning and growth through open-minded discussion. Viewers are encouraged to engage with a balanced perspective, supporting informed and open-minded dialogue at their own discretion.
This not daily rant on my people, but too loud make I give you simple. Street they talk on my heart.
Because my system decided to play up on me completely, shut me down, and I had to go set up a whole new account in a place that I really didn't want to. But hey, it is what it is. Hey, we're here now. Let's get straight to it. So I had to do a lot of setup. You don't need to know the mumbo jumbo bullshit. All you care about is what I'm gonna say. Now, if you don't know who I am, you have a problem. By now, you should know who I am. Just in case if you don't know who I am, let me refresh your memory, or whatever terms you guys call it in the educational system here. Where's this stupid thing? Where's my glasses? So, this morning initially we were talking about how I was trying to not just trying to paint us Africans as we're racist, but I was just trying to educate from the point of view of other people that's been dealing with that shenanigans for a very long time. But it seems a lot of people got into their feelings a lot, and they were saying things along the line that we are not racist. We are not racist. You know, not Africans are not racist. Yes, we get it. You're not racist. Oh, absolutely. You're not. But the people who came before you, they were, unfortunately. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Lex. I'm the host of Daily Rand. Okay? Now, all I'm going to ask you to do if you're watching this live stream again for the 5,000 billion time, all I need you to do is just subscribe. Push the button, subscribe. If you don't follow, may the good Lord of ancestors continue to punish you. But yeah, push the button and follow before this live stream finish. All right, I'm going to speak some truth. I call it fat and oil. You see, when fat and oil stains you, you have to take the clothes, you put it back in the washing machine if you live in the Western society. Or you start doing the African way. You have to scrub it and clean it up. I'm here to bring you the fat and oil. Huh? Fat and oil stains. It's not pleasant, but it's necessary because it will let you know where the shit is dirty, where you need to fix it. Now, this morning I was talking about some of the things that I've put together in the spirit of giving you context. So I was talking about this thing in the morning about how it's only when we're playing football, not the American football, okay? That one, I think it's called nutball or something. Pause, no Didi. It's only when we're playing football, that is the only time you see other Africans classify themselves as Africans, all right? But every other time, they're Arabs. So I found a video this morning about a lady said that, she's kind of confused. There's a part of her that says that she's Moroccan and she's not accepted as Moroccan, as Arabs, but we the Bantu, the black ones, we don't claim them as the black. But we've never said anything to you that we don't want you to be Africans. It was you. When I say you, it might not be directly to you. It's your ancestors, the ones that came before you. In fact, your father and your grandfather, they say that they are not blacks. They're not Africans. Now, like I said this morning before I got interrupted, I said it's called the sins of the father. It travels from a lot of generation. It's always going to keep traveling. It doesn't stay still. It's going to keep traveling. It travels from one generation. It keep passing around, keep going in circle. So now you guys are copying it now. You say, I don't have a racist bone in me. Fine, you don't. But how do we know you don't? Because when I played the video this morning of they see Algerians, it was Algerians playing videos of Senegalese dancing like a monkey. And you guys, we're going to start treating you like the blacks are treating ISIS in America. You know, when ICE go and start chasing people down the street. Hey, you're not American. Hey, you're American? You American? Pow, pow, before you know, on a life. Bam. That's what's going to keep happening because we're going to keep quiet. I was looking, when you look at the geography in Africa, if Donald Trump wants to come and invade, I mean, if he wants to come and borrow things from Africa, allegedly, if Donald Trump wants to come and borrow things from Africa, the fastest way to get into Africa is through Egypt. I will show it to you. So before they come get us, they will get you first. Don't worry. Keep that same energy. Because the mentality of a lot of Arabs that I personally have experienced really is that they look at you like you're beneath them. This is a fact. This is not even second knowledge or third knowledge. I have experienced it a lot. Because you know what? I loved our Arabian food. Oh, their food is amazing. That is me injecting myself into the culture. I'll play a series of a couple of videos to show you the people who really have a little more detailed information than me. Because for me, I like to go to people who know better than me. I'm not egotistic like that, allegedly. All right, let me show you some videos that will make my point. Because I like to come with what I call fat and oil. Where's the video of the lady? I was showing this video this morning before my computer crashed out. And I'm going to replay this video. I want this gentleman to explain the things that I was talking about this morning that I couldn't finish. Where's he? Take me straight to him. Let's listen to this lady. In fact, I have the video of the lady articulating properly that she's a Moroccan. She's never said anything about, she's not a racist, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But I want this gentleman here. Please shout out to him if you know who he is. Go and give him a follow and subscribe. All right? Because I like to promote the right things. So this man, I'll let him explain to you. All right? I'll let him tell us exactly what he meant. Listen.
Moroccans, we're often placed in a strange position. We're told we're not black enough to be African, yet we're not Arab enough to be Arabs.
The reactions of that lady in that video and a number of other Moroccans online is a great example of gaslighting in its finest form. Black Africans did not tell you that you aren't African. You told us that you aren't African. All of you in North Africa, except Gaddafi and Libya, pushed that you're not African, you're rhetoric for decades. Talk to your grandparents who made that deal with the colonizers and got rewarded very well for it. You joined the Arab League. Why? Don't say religion, because why are no black Muslim countries in the Arab League? How can you be politically Arab and African? Why did you brand your uprisings in 2010 to 2012 the Arab Spring, not the African Spring? Why did you normalize the term Sub-Saharan, a racist colonial concept designed to use a desert to cut you off from us? Why are black North Africans invisible to the world in favor of a Eurocentric, modern Arabized image? When you say we have many black people so we can't be racist, why are there few to zero black faces in positions of real power and leadership in your governments and major institutions? The United States of America elected a black African man as president before any of you in North Africa. That is an incredibly sad indictment. Europe doesn't see you as one of them. Neither does the Arab world. But the colonizers sold your ancestors the lie that you are better than us, the black Africans. Your ancestors bought it and built your society on it. And as for the indigenous Amazigh Berber thing, stop it. Amazigh and Berber is a cultural and geographic identity, not a racial one brought over by white European colonizers. Berbers came in many phenotypes and many were black. The idea that black phenotypes are only West African is a white supremacist myth. Black Africans are the most genetically diverse group on the planet. And why do you never reference the Arab invasion in the 7th century when you talk about all this? Who do you think was in North Africa before the invasion happened? Aladdin? Did the descendants of the Arabs who invaded vanish into thin air? And all of you are descended only from the percentage of non-black Amazigh and Berbers. Come on, guys, seriously. This is embarrassing now. How many of your families would truly be happy, not tolerant, but proud, To see your daughter marry a dark-skinned black man from Sudan, Congo, or Ghana as a normal thing and have children. Something that would be celebrated in your media and society as a badge of honor. We in your so-called Sub-Saharan Africa have no issue with our daughters marrying and procreating openly and without shame with any African, regardless of skin color. If you do, then how African can you truly be?
Thank you very much for kindly expressing and clarifying that properly. Because that is the thing. So if you're from Algeria, if you're from Egypt, if you are from Morocco, if you are from Tunisia, okay? If you literally say that you're African, all right, you need to start showing and be part of the others. Don't set yourself separate like your shit doesn't stink. All right? So one of the things that I put together, I was writing things down because I like to write things down. I was thinking about it yesterday, and it finally hit me a little bit. I'm like, all my life, I've known when it comes to conversation, we converse directly as Africans. We tell you to get your shit together. We don't sugarcoat it for you. We don't like to go behind and thinking about, your feelings, you gotta care. It's this new generation bullshit that there's a lot of coddling of your feelings. Huh? I'm gonna speak freely today. I don't give a shit about your feelings. Your feelings can kiss my black ass. I don't care. Because there's too much bullshit going on. So if you're an African, you'll be able to take this dose of reality. You guys need to get your shit together. Huh? When we're discussing anything to do with Africans, be present. Like I said this morning before my system shut down. You guys, when we're talking about Pan-Africanism, come and join. Don't set yourself apart. Don't try and prove that Arab no speak English, no English, but you can speak French. Because Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, all of them, Libya, they all can speak French, but for some reason you don't speak English. But all of you go to all these English universities and you don't speak English. Because these are some of the stupid excuses you get online. But when the stone is thrown on you now, you're deflecting. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. Where's the video? Where's the lady again? I'll play the video because the thing is that I like to give information where it is. So it doesn't look like somebody's making shit up. This is how this was the initial video. All right. And I'll show you the video that really got me routed. And I said, you know what? I'm going to address this. Because if another fellow African is showing my brothers, even though I don't speak French, I'm not a Senegalese man, I'm a Nigerian man. It hurts and it's disrespectful. I'll show you what really pissed me off initially. Watch this one. This is what she said initially before. Listen.
I'm going to say this once and I'm moving on. As Moroccans, we're often placed in a strange position. We're told we're not black enough to be African, yet we're not Arab enough to be Arabs. And that is not a confusion about who we are as Moroccans. Instead, it's a pressure coming from outside ideologies that need identities to fit neatly into boxes. And these ideologies were influenced by Eurocentrism and colonial ways of organizing the world. Reducing Africa to a single image and treating anything that is slightly complex or layered as something that needs an explanation. However, Morocco never needed explaining because it is Amazigh by roots, Arab by language and culture, and African by deep historical ties and geography. So to me, being Moroccan is enough. I'm not interested in proving identity, performing it, or reshaping it to meet anyone's expectation. As a Moroccan, I carry my identity with pride, not because it fits into every box, but because it doesn't need to. If this resonates with you, I'm glad. And if it doesn't, I'm okay with that because I'm comfortable standing exactly where I am.
So this was our initial video before the other man responded to it, and it's to show you this is not fight against ourselves, because I want to use this opportunity to clarify some things, because I think I really I rubbed some people the wrong way. I hurt their feelings, and I'm glad, like I said this morning, if you're hurt by these, as so-called the Arab Africans, the ones that say they're not blacks, me no black. Me no African, me no African, me Arab. Those ones that say that, me no African. Me no African. Those ones, if you're hurt, it means you're a living human being. So, this is what we expecting from you. I will speak on behalf of the other men that look like me. When we're talking about Pan-Africanism, show yourself. Make yourself available. Support. Join. We are getting pumping their ass. You know what, but you know who. All right? So we are on the same soil. We don't benefit nothing. Our parents, they came before us, they fucked up. The parents who came before our parents, they fucked up. But we, this generation, we're going to change it. We're not going to wait till, what do they want to do? What? They want to throw bombs? That's usually the thing. They're conniving motherfuckers. They're going to throw bombs and destroy us and tell us this and that. If you guys really want to say that you're not Africans, join the fight. Support. Let us marry your daughters. Because your sons are marrying our daughters. We don't complain. All right? Teach us how you cook your food. Teach us your native cultural things. All my life, I know nothing about Morocco, about Algeria. And for the fact that people don't understand, if you go back historically, let me show you guys another prompt. Because I like to be fair. All right? This is me not throwing shades at my fellow Arabs, brothers and sisters. It's just, let's come to the real realization. History has informed us, all right? Even though it's an history that is written by a white man, okay? The history showed us that you, your ancestors, not you directly, your ancestors enslaved people who look like me for thousands of years. Let me say it again so it can marinate into your subconscious. All right? Your ancestors enslaved people that look like me for over 1,400 years. If Kama in a bitch, how about we do this? How about let's flip it? Let's all the people that look like me invade North Africa and enslave you for the next 1,400 years. How are you going to feel? Oh, it's not pretty now, right? So now, is it fair for us now to say, okay, because of what our ancestors suffered, you need to pay for it? How would you feel? Is that fair? But your lack of acknowledgement that this shit happened in the first place, and you're deflecting side and side. Oh, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. Oh, okay, let's see it. Prove it. Show it. Show it. Let me find the video that really irritated me from start. What is it? Aha. Let me show you. This is the video that started the whole shebang for me. I'm like, what am I watching some film or something? This is what started the whole shebang for me. Watch, this is Algerians making fun of Senegal before the start of the game. Listen. Okay, granted, Moroccans, it's not you. I love that. Now, you need to talk against your brothers that look like you because you say you don't look like us. Go and talk to them. Tell them to stop behaving like animals. Tell your Algerian brothers, because you both speak Arabic, you both understand each other. Because we are not supposed to speak Arabic. You don't want to teach us Arabic. All right? You don't want to teach us the culture because you are seeing yourself as more superior than we are. All right? Go and tell your Algerian brothers and sisters to stop behaving like animals because they are the one who behaving like animals. Because, my dear, I don't know you know, but let me give you another data again that really jump your head. This data, where is it? So this is it. This is a man, old man that knows more than I do. And let me show you what this man said. Listen.
They are Africans. And you remember at one time, Morocco actually applied to be a member of the European Union. And
see, this is fact. This is not me made up. This is not AI. This is a fact. Morocco once filed to go join the European Union because they see no benefit of being African. Now the stones has been carved now. Now you're feeling it. And all the shenanigans that you guys did during the African Cup of Nations that's some next level shit. Taking goalkeeper's tower, hiding it, claiming there's some voodoo or some shit like that. It's kind of really stupid. But let's not take away from the importance of the conversation. You can see your screen. This is from Morocco. This is not from you directly, lady. This is what the people in your country have done. And this is why I always tell people is that, you see, education, you can be the most educated idiot in this world. Doesn't mean you're intelligent. Doesn't mean you have any wisdom. Your bachelor's degree, your fucking master's degree doesn't do shite. Wisdom is not from education alone. All right? Wisdom is not from education alone. But in this modern society, if you have PhD, which means it gives you authority for you to say a lot of shit. Because this is a proof. Right there. Let it continue.
They withdrew from the African Union or the OAU and African Union, then they came back again. And when they came back, it was simply because of Sahrawi. They wanted the position of the African Union on Sahrawi to be maintained, and they live it that way. So these words, these individuals who say what they say, they represent the dominant feeling in that part of the world. And we must never be deluded. If they don't want to be Africans, let them not be Africans. If they think they are simply in the continent called Africa, but they want to belong elsewhere, they must be told in no uncertain terms. And we never say this as often as we should. The Arabs were responsible for slavery in this part of the world. And in fact, the Arab slavery started earlier and continued for a longer time. And they took more Africans into their part of the world. And even as we speak now, we know what is happening in Libya. We know what is happening to African migrants when they get to Tunisia. We know what is happening to African migrants when they get to Algeria and when they get to Morocco. And the African Union should not equivocate on this matter. They should speak clearly and firmly so that we know who we are dealing with.
That is another problem again, is that we have a bunch of leaders, so-called the leaders, that they like to sugarcoat things. And that is the difference between a black man and a white man. A white man in 2026 will care so much about his feelings because everything you say is going to hurt his feelings. A black man will respond to direct conversation. Hey, get your shit together. Yeah, it means get your shit together. In this Western society, you need to babysit a lot of feelings. You need to care about my mental health. That is the excuse you're going to get. Care so much about my mental health, because if you say it this way, it's gonna. You need to understand that the emotional luggage and the garbage. That's what you're gonna get. This is why a lot of Africans struggle to integrate themselves in the Western society, because we are not used to conversation back and no. We say it to your face. We don't hide it. That is our difference. So the so-called other African leaders, the black ones, until you guys get your shit together, you guys start showing that you want to be part of the continent. You don't divide yourself because you think you want to be Arab wannabes. So until those people say they don't want you, that is when you remember that you're African. Pan-Africanism, when we talk about Pan-Africanism, let us just not make it about, let you just come together like a bunch of shit and do nothing. No. We need to start the new generation. Okay, let us not behave like the generation who came before us. Because those people, their inflated egos is the reason why our society is still the same shit it is still today. We can't make the same mistake that the people who came before us did. If we say we want a better life, we have to change it. We don't have to wait from old 65-year-old man who all his life, he's been racist as fuck all his life. No, that is not the kind of man that we need. We ourselves, we need to change it. But if you have a video when people were doing this, insulting another man, how do you expect us to have any kind of respect for you? What do you expect? You expect for us to come with cuddling hands? It's the worst disrespect you can do is that you should insult a man, telling him to jump like a monkey. and you expect him to give you a cuddle? Man, fuck you. So I am not sugarcoating my words no more. I'm going to spray it where it is because I'm an African man. I'll talk to you directly. You behave like a fool, I'll call you a fool. It's just that simple. If it hurts your feelings, welcome. You're alive. You're not dead yet. All right, let's go back to it. Now, I'm going to say there's another conversation again in my head. All right? Because we're not done with this. All right? So, to summarize this first section of this conversation today is that if you're from Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, Libya is, they've done good things. Because like I tried to show this morning before my computer went AY. For those who don't know, this is former Libyan president, Gaddafi. Before they allegedly they gave him like my Chinese brother say, I gave it the chap. Before they gave him the chap, this was what he said. Listen to him.
For the conduct of some Arabs, especially the wealthy among them, towards their African brothers. The wealthy Arabs treated their African brothers in a disgraceful way in the past. They brought children and took them to North Africa, to the Arabian Peninsula, and to the other Arab regions. They subjugated them and traded in them. In the most brutal fashion, to tell you the truth, they engaged in slavery and in human trafficking. In the most brutal fashion, to tell you the truth. We are ashamed, along with the African brothers, when we recall this. We are ashamed of those who behaved in this manner, and especially the wealthy Arabs, who viewed the African brothers as inferior slaves. This is no different from the way the West, America, and Europe behave towards the Africans. They would hunt them like animals, treat them like slaves, and act like colonialists. They engaged in colonialism and exploited them, and this continues to this day. We extend our apology and express our sorrows for these acts.
This video was done way back in 2010, ladies and gentlemen. This video that you're watching right now, up there, down here, side here, whatever you see in this clip now, this video was done by late President Gaddafi in 2010. So it's been about 20, what? How many years? No, 10. So it's about 16 years ago. 16 years ago, the man publicly apologized for what, and you Moroccan say, and they're racist. We didn't. No, you guys need to start showing us. You see the way Gaddafi horned up to it? Your leaders too need to start. All the leaders in Tunisia. This is why a couple of weeks ago, when I saw Algeria was like fighting that they want liberation from France, and said, okay, once you finish that, come to your backyard here and apologize. Because a lot of people in your ancestors, they did a lot of fuckery shit. I'll keep saying it. This is why I titled the video initially on the thumbnail. I said it's called the sins of the father. It travels from one generation to the other. The Bible says, even your Quran says it. Go and find whatever surah it is in. Your Quran says that the Bible says the sins of the father will travel. It will literally go from one generation to the other. You as an Arab African, you might not be racist, but the people who came before you, they were racist. That was a fact. Because as today, they're still selling people in Libya. Not for, they're trading human beings. Till today. So if you're mad that you've been labeled as a racist, how about you go and talk to them? Why they still doing that to the people that you calling your brothers? Get the fuck out of here. Let's move on. Yeah, Lex the villain is here. I'm mad. Because there's so much dumbness that I hear every day online. I'm gonna correct it my own way. I'm not gonna wait for you to tell me, for you to give me some stupid narrative. No, 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 no. I'll do that shit by myself. Where's my screen? All right, come back here. Now, let's go to another part of this conversation that I want to have. Then I want to talk about Australia for a second. If you know Australia, I live here. And I've been wanting to say this for a very long time, and I'm gonna say this. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, hoi, 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 hoi. So, I hope you guys can see this, right? If you guys cannot, wait. Let me do this properly. Why is this thing moving around? Okay. All right. So, you tell me, Alex, what are you doing again? Why are you looking for trouble? No. I'm not looking for trouble. This has been in my mind for a very long time, and I've been wanting to say something about this, but I've just decided to just, you know, it's a piece. Nah. None of that sucker shit. You see, we're going to address things the way it needs to be addressed. And I'm going to say this with no easy. Okay? If you feel like you're being attacked, or if you feel like this hurt you, and if some people might agree with me here in Australia, some people might not. But I'll give it to you in a second. You see, in Australia here, if you're looking for some of the most pretentious individual you find on the planet of this earth, is Australians. Australians are very pretentious. They're literally very, very pretentious. Australians will give you the hokey dokey. You know what I call hokey dokey? It's a pretentious feeling that they like you. Australians are not overly welcoming. Don't get it twisted. Because, I know, everything is very subliminal here. People don't talk. People have this idea of, oh, we are cool. We are singing Kumbaya. Bullshit. Wait, let me gather this thing together. I'll show you guys in a second. Australian culture is very inauthentic. That's just the truth. If it hurt your feelings, well done. Welcome to reality. Now you know how many people feel. Australian culture is very, very inauthentic. People will kiki kaka in front of your face. It's bullshit. So if you're somebody that you used to like real direct conversation and stuff like that, you would struggle here in Australia. Because they tell, hi mate, how's it going, mate? Bullshit. They're sneaking behind your back to fuck you up. All right? If you don't know how to process your emotion, you will struggle to live here in Australia. I'm telling you for a fact. This is not some jaded. I'm telling you for real. In fact, the people that you work with, you need to be 5,000 times much more. You understand? Because they're going to lie to you. They're going to smile to your face. Show you and pretend to you like they like you. Bullshit. They don't. It's full of pretentious mindset people. You understand? They're very inauthentic. In Australian here, if you don't have the psychological strength, if you're looking for anything authentic in Australian culture, it's very difficult for you to find one. It's very difficult. You understand? It's very, very difficult. I'm from Morocco. Let's hear what you got, and I'll respond with your racism towards Morocco. I'm not a representation of the North African countries, but there is a stuff going on there. Listen, I don't care what you want to say. All right? I said what I said. If you're angry, that is very good. It means that you're a human being. Prove to us. Huh? Because give me your justification for this. You might not do it as Morocco. Fair enough. You might not do it, but your brothers are doing. They were doing in your hometown. What did you guys do to stop that? Have you ever seen, since the inception of Nations Cup, since I've been alive over 30 years now, I have never one day seen every other African Nations Cup that transpires, in the so-called the Black Africans, you've never one time see them coming together and making fun of the Arabs. Show me that. You're in your feelings now, right? It hurts. Let me show you. Where's this screen? No, I don't want this one. Because your ancestors enslaved for thousands of years. All right? How do you feel when the truth is hitting you in the chest? It hurts, innate. And that's another thing again, to even lean a little bit more further. You understand? To lean a little bit more further. Do you understand? This is one another thing I look at other Black Africans. Some of you are very stupid. Because a lot of people have said it many times, but we don't want to listen. See, the Muslim religion, it's a religion. Oh, no. See, Mamania, you are actually wrong. I have already known this for years. We just don't. You got to understand something. You got to know how pissed off you have to be as an individual that you just completely just, they're not important enough for us to care about. We've always known that there's a lot of racist tendency from North Africans in general. Okay? No, I didn't get hurt in the past. No. You see, if you're hurt, if your feelings is hurt right now that we're calling out Morocco because the thing happened in your back door, what about that? Okay? You say you're an African, right? I like it that you're mad. I'm actually like, it shows that you care. That is what we need to see. It shows me that you're a human being. You can see that? You see? This is history of what you guys like to claim, talk about in terms of how to protect yourself. Yes, I'm calling you guys. I've wanted to do this live stream last year. I did a little bit of it, but I just couldn't do it because software was messing up. Today, I have more time today. Every Black African out there knows that you guys have tendency to have racist ideology in you. You always feel like your shit doesn't stink. You North Africans always behave like every other person, every other Black person is inferior to you. That is the mentality that a lot of people get. It doesn't matter. You might not be racist, but the people who came before you, they were racist. They were slave owners. That is a fact. You might not, but the people who came before you, they were slave owners. They were racist. We share the same land, so and so called. When we talk Pan-Africanism, how we need to fix and improve the country, none of you show up. That's when you claim you don't speak English. This is not second knowledge or third knowledge. This is what I've seen with my two naked eyes in so many different occasions. If you're hurt, very good. I'm glad you're hurt. Imagine how we felt all this time. When you guys always hide and pretend. And now we're calling you out. You mad? Do you? When I was living in Thailand, there's this place we go to go get food. You understand? There's this place we go to go get food. Okay? This place that we get food is an Arab store. Okay? It's an Arab store where we go to get food. And like I said before, I love Middle Eastern food. I love the way they make the rice. It's the best rice I've ever tasted by far. I'm yet to try Senegalese rice, but I do want to try it. The old lady there, every time she sees me, she couldn't wait. But her son that owns the business, oh my goodness. If you see the way he looks at me sometimes, you would think I need to dig my own grave and bury myself into it. The way it looks like, say, don't want these people coming to my restaurant like we're some fucking alien. Then I found out that there were a lot of people who felt like that. There were, if you think I'm lying, go to Bangkok, go to Sukhumvit, Soi Nun, it means Soi 1. Go there and check if you think I'm lying. This is not some second knowledge. You guys have always done this for years. When we call you out of it, you want to try and deflect. No, don't deflect. Hit it in the nail. You guys need to change your ways. You guys need to start showing us that you are part of us. Don't segregate yourself aside. But here in the past, there was market. I said my grandfather had shared slave business, but your people too were tribes. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That generalization. No. We're going to generalize it until you guys separate yourself from those ideology. I'll put it this way for you. I'm a Nigerian. What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Most people will say Nigerians are scammers. And yet, they're not even top 10 in the scammers in the world. Because it's a perception. The perception that we have of North Africans is that you guys always trying to claim that you're not Africans. Then when we call you out on it, you start deflecting. Oh, this has happened in the past. That has happened in the past. Now, you need to now show us. It's time for you to prove to us that you're Africans. If you're hurt, welcome to the show. I can debate if I want to debate, but this is not even conversation for debate now. This is the time for you North Africans to prove to yourself. Prove to yourself. So, are you part of Africa or you're Arabs? Mama, let me ask you. I don't know what part. You're Moroccan first. You see? That's the problem right there. I'm an African man. Regardless of what part of the land, I am an African man. No. I am an African man. That is the difference between me and you. You see my mentality? You see your mentality? Doesn't mean I'm not Nigerian. I am an African man, and I'm proud to be an African man. But you are a Moroccan. So, you see, that is the thing. Identity issues is what you guys have. I don't have one. Because I can walk into a Sudanese. It's only in Africa you have the most diverse group of people on the planet of this earth. And it's not even close. All right? So let's address it. Like I said, there's things that are fact. According to history, not you might not be racist, but there's been history that tells us that the people who came before you, the people who've laid down the structure and the system of the mentality, the ideology of how you've shaped your life, especially in North Africa, has always feel that every other black man that looks dark-skinned like I, they are inferior to you. That is a fact. So if you guys can walk around yourself and fix that, we will welcome you, as we always do. Don't come here and give me this education mumbo-jumbo bullshit. I'm not falling for it. I'm not. If it hurts you, but thank you for having the chat. I like it. If it hurts your feelings, very good, which means you're a human being. So there's a problem there. Let me show the scripture. I'm a Christian, but I'm not those born again or born before Christian. No, I'm a Christian that think with my head. Because I know the religion is a borrowed religion too. Yeah, no need for proving anything. I grew up hearing that, believing that. But the last African showed us we need to know. So I'm not oh, well. Now, this is why I said, we, this generation, we need to change things. Because when every time we're having conversation, you guys never present. You guys never present. It's okay. I'm happy that you can defend your thought. And I do appreciate we having this back and forth. All right? I'm happy we can do that. But the fact is that the perception that every other people will look like me, we have always had this in our mind that you guys have said it many times that you are not Africans, including Somalians too. You understand? Including Somalians. Somalians who say, they're not Africans. Look at my nose. My nose is not flat. I know it's most of this idiots generation, really. They talk all this stupidity. But I'm here for all the smokes. All right? So what we need from you, what I can appreciate from my other Moroccan brothers and sisters, Algerian, Egyptians, Tunisians, don't even give me about Tunisians. Morocco is not even worse. Algerians and Tunisians, where's my screen? Please, while you're watching this, don't be stingy with your fingers. You need to click the subscribe button. Where's the lady? There was a lady that said something. Let me find the video again. Nah, this was recent one. Let me show you. Let me show you this video of this lady. Yeah, I know Algeria. Algeria is probably the worst one. That Algeria is probably the worst one. It's not even close. Algeria might be the worst one. Listen to this nonsense.
Somebody has to say it, but a lot of Tunisians are making videos about like, oh, is this the Africa you're talking about? And they're showing Tunisia, which by the way looks like a beautiful country. But the way that they're acting towards being called African.
Why don't you guys just leave? Yeah? This whole I'm African, I'm not African, BS, nobody cares anymore. Leave. Yeah? I'm sure if you leave, nobody will notice because most Africans don't know nothing about Tunisia, bro. When we talk about North Africa, Tunisia is not one of them.
And that's that's another problem right there. All right. So I said initially that I was going to show something about. Let me see. As we know what is transpired with America. Okay, I'll raise the sound a bit. All right. Okay, give me a second. As you guys know for a fact, you can see exactly what President Trump is doing around the world. Okay? And you need to start asking yourself a question, is that the world we're going in today, you want me to replay it? I'll replay it. Let me put it up.
Somebody has to say it, but a lot of Tunisians are making videos about like, oh, is this the Africa you're talking about? And they're showing Tunisia, which by the way looks like a beautiful country. But the way that they're acting towards being called African.
Why don't you guys just leave? Yeah?
That's the thing. When we talk anything Africans, there is this always unnecessary, how do you want to call it? Let me make my screen a little bit much more bigger for you guys to see what I want to show. Because I like to give it more context. So if you can see my screen very well. You see right here, you see, people don't understand something now. The fastest way for them to get, you understand? The fastest way for any shit to happen in this world, people don't understand. Huh? You see this? You see right here? You see this? Morocco is, let me make it bigger. You see? People don't understand. This is Morocco. All right? It's just a walking distance. They're just going to walk into Africa. They don't even need to fly too much. They are just going to walk from Portugal, Gilbita or whatever this country is. They're just going to walk into Africa. They don't need to do it. The closest one. This is how close it is. Look at Israel. Let me make it bigger. See that? I don't know if you guys can see it. That is Israel for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Israel. And this is Egypt, Cairo. It's literally a walking. They will literally just walk into Africa. They don't need to fly no private jet or some shit like that. That is it. Let me ask you a question. If you're in the North Africans, because this is one of the things that's always been in my mind. Let me tell you something. If Trump wants to do what he did to Venezuela, what do you think can stop him? Because this is when we need to start getting to the truth. If what happened to Venezuela, if Trump wants to do it to Africa, tell me, do we have the capacity to protect ourselves? You understand? Who is going to protect Africa today? If the so-called Western world wants to come and borrow our resources, allegedly, for the 5,000 times. You understand? And that is the thing. Now you understand my points now. This is why I said that it doesn't make any stupid sense. Even stupid sense, it doesn't make it. Any sense to tell you that. Just think about this for a second. I did a live stream about this, I think it was last year. I calculated all the natural resources we have in Africa. Just annually. Just see what we can do for the rest of the world. Our resources alone is worth over $50 trillion annually. The entire debt that Africa has, as all the debts that we have, if we combine all our debt, is under just $4 trillion. So there's a change of about about 40 something trillion dollars. Let's say $44 trillion for the whole African continent. Do you know you and I will be kings and queens? But no. How can we be kings and queens? Because the thing is that there's a portion of Africa is very, very Arab Muslim influenced. There's a portion of Africa is very Christian and Bible influenced. We're fighting amongst each other. We're creating wars, the same wars that keep us oppressed for thousands of years. We are continuing the same cycle. Before we can start talking the real shit, see, leave a white man alone for now. You understand? We will deal with white man when it's time. This is not a white man situation. Leave white man alone. Me and you, if you say you're not Africans, I want to ask you a simple question. If they came today to come and take over Africa, how are you going to protect yourself? Because the fastest way to get into Africa, if you see there's too much water, Brazil is probably the other side. Australia is very, very far away. The closest they're going to get into Africa is through Israel and Jordan. They will literally, they don't need kaboom kaboom. They will walk into Africa. The next place is Tunisia. You see? Tunis, from Italy, Rome, it's just a 30 minutes boat ride. They will walk into Africa. Who do you think is going to protect you? By the time they kaboom you, before they get to Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Sudan, and all this place, you are done already. You are gone. And that's the thing. Because we ourselves, this generation, we need to call the bullshit out. All right? I had to do that video to show you the feeling that a lot of people who look like me have had for years. In 2026, ladies and gentlemen, there is still rumors, even videos to show that they are still selling a living creature like goods and services. And the man that tried to unite us together, they created an environment whereby we use our own hands to destroy ourselves. We are the most diverse. Look at Africa itself. We are the most diverse people on the planet of this earth. We are the least people to unite ourselves ever. Religion. Muhammad is better than Jesus. Jesus is better than Muhammad. And yet they're digging all the soil, digging all the resources. We're taking crumbs. Yeah, ask me anything you want to ask me, Mama. Because I want to show a video of because I've said this many times. Okay? I've said this many times. And I want to use this as a, is Africa ignorant or no? So divide and conquer us. It's not that we're ignorant. It's that we refuse. We are yet to acknowledge the horrible things we've done between ourselves. Let me tell you something now. If this world is going to heal, it's very easy. It's not difficult at all. You understand? If I have hurt you, when I say hi, not physically me, if the people before me have come and hurt you in the past, I need to acknowledge it. I need to say, hey, according to what has happened in the past, I'm sorry for what happened to you. You understand? I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm sorry. And it's not me, but I acknowledge the pain, the psychological effect this might be having on you, and you might not even notice it. But I just want to acknowledge that for you and I to be in partnership, for you and I to work together to achieve anything in this life, I need to acknowledge the wrong that I've done you. You understand? But the thing is that if we can acknowledge that, now, which means we are now coming to plain even ground, then we can start doing business, doing deals, intertwining with ourselves. The rest of the world is not going to do it. You understand? That is, there you go. That is another thing because it's still based on. Let me give you a little nugget. This is my understanding, and I'll say this on YouTube freely. You see, my mom, you guys have the way you make your beautiful food in Morocco. I heard Morocco they have some of the best food ever. Street food is fucking amazing. Huh? Some of the food that you guys make in North Africa is some of the best cuisine. Like, mashallah, man, this shit is good. The way you guys make your food is different how we make it back in Nigeria. Okay? There's a system, there's a method. How you make your food in Morocco is different how we make ours in Nigeria. So which means we can have the same ingredients, but it's going to taste different, right? So my method suits me better. Your method suits you better. The problem with Africa is that Africa is being ruled and governed by a system that doesn't benefit them. Because the law, ladies and gentlemen, like I've said thousands of times, the law was designed to keep the poor man poor. The law is designed, orchestrated with all kind of clauses to justify some of the most horrific behavior the elite can have access to. Allegedly, have you heard something about the Epstein file? You see, when you see there was nothing there, I'm not surprised at all. But wait. It's 2026, right? All this barbaric placing, just kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. You should be over, right? How come so-called civilized society, a president gets dragged out of his own home, taken to another country to go face international charges? Have you ever heard that before? No, you haven't. So it tells you that we live in a time, it's called the rich, the have, and have not. The system of governance in Africa doesn't make shit. The system that's governed Africa is based off the British Empire because they were the cherry on top back in those days. The British Empire is the king of the modern day. Actually, the big problem in Morocco is that the Western Sahara are doing our best to keep our country not divided thanks to Algeria. Like I told you, Algeria is always, this one that Algeria is fighting, I'm sure. You got to understand something now. It's us, this next generation. Let us not do what our parents did. In fact, let us do the things our parents refuse to do because they refuse to sacrifice themselves. You understand? They refuse to sacrifice themselves. And when I mean sacrifice themselves, not even just unaliving themselves, it's more like they need to sacrifice by raising up their voices. Their voices needed to be heard. Their voices wasn't heard. They were too passive. For the sake of peace. They were too passive. And that's another problem that we've dealt with in Africa all this time. Because everybody, if it's let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This social media company is owned by the biggest companies in the world. They can shut it down. So then what end? You see, this is why, let me show you, this is one of the things why I always say this. I don't care what somebody says. You cannot change my mind. Okay? Because I've seen enough proof already to let me know. This is China for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what China looked like in 1960. 1960 was the exact same year the Nigerian got independent. Look at I want you to see China. Okay? That is China in 2025. They went from a complete trash bin. Look at that. In the 60s. But look at China now. Look at that. This is China in 2025. You understand? That is China for you in 2025. I mean, 2026 to be precise. Okay? So, the question I want to ask you as Africans is that, let me ask you a question. Do they believe in Muhammad? Do they believe in Muhammad? Do they believe in Jesus Christ? Let me ask you something. You don't like money? You so you only want to wait to go meet those 10 or 15 bitches that Allah is waiting for you in heaven. Or you Christian brothers, you should not chase the riches of this earth. So do you want to live in this or you want to live in that? It's just a simple question. Because one of the things that they've done very well is that they've used religion to knot us up. Do you know the difference? Yeah, Africa is richer in what? We're just richer in a lot of resources. We're not rich in anything else. It's not for the lack of education in Africa. So Africa have a lot of people who are fucking more educated than a lot. Where do you think most of all these big giant corporations, where do you think they always get some of the staff from? You think it's from America? You think all these big companies, all these countries, they're really that smart? They go to other countries to go take some of the best educated people from foreign countries. They're the one building all this infrastructure that you see. But you know what China did? Which is very simple things. Our African leaders, they've been doing this for years. Years. They have access to all this information until internet came and we can see things that is just too obvious to ignore. You know what China did? I've said it many times and I'll repeat it again. China invested in the citizen. They invested in the citizen for them to go and acquire the best knowledge, come back home and build within. They changed the law. I think the law was a 1976 or something policy or whatever they did to change the country. They invested in themselves. But what do we see African leaders do? They'll go and buy 5-6 property in Switzerland. They'll have offshore account in Cook Island or Police Island or whatever fucking godforsaken island. They'll have about 15 different business accounts everywhere else in the world. This is what they do. And yet, Africa has all the resources, but we don't produce nothing. We don't produce nothing. Dangote just opened up a refinery. Just think about it for a second. I shouldn't have to fucking travel away from home to go seek greener pastures. Because, which means I'm taking my talent somewhere else for me to be compensated fraction of what I'm worth. Let me say it again. I have to take my talent away so that I can get the fraction of what I'm worth. China, African industry mines them for free. Why wouldn't it be for free when you don't know the value of what you have? If you're educated enough, if you're smart enough, if you're thinking ahead like they think, do you think you just give your resources out for free? No. You see, that is the illusion. It's not just corruption. It's the system. The system is what we need to go against first. You can go against corruption all you want. Another person will continue it because the system allows it. The system has been designed for things to get manipulated at all time. You see, Africans, we need to change our mentality, how we look at things. Let's go back to start looking at things from how things are. It's not, the leaders are the leaders. You and I, we are the leaders of tomorrow. 20, 30 years from now, we should be the leaders leading the next generation. Because the one who come before us is either they're very incompetent or they're crooks or the biggest scammers in the world. Because tell me something. How can a place like this, like there's another video that I saw with a guy explaining what the GDP used to be like compared to what it is today. One of the cities in China, just one city, the GDP wasn't worth shite. But the GDP went from a GDP of nothing to everything in less than you know what. Listen to this guy explain what's this city GDP used to look like before. Listen.
I want to tell you why so many people are worried about China right now. This is a city called Chengdu in China, and it's the 1980s pictured here. Nothing much. The city has about a $5.5 billion GDP. Not a huge worry to the West. But this is the same city today. $350 billion GDP. leading the world in exports, the biggest economy in the world. They're taking over. Take note. I want to.
And that's the problem. Because the people who want to do good things, they're never going to get there because the system has been designed to restrict those people from getting there to do the right thing. And there's a lot of morality issues again. The another problem about Africa is that it's not just about just leadership. Hmm? For me, one of the things that I've observed is always been this one. This is not going to change. Africa has a lot of problem with morality. Morality. Africa has a serious problem with morality. I've been watching this recent TV series on Prime. It's called The Night Manager. All right. If you haven't seen the series Night Manager, let me see if I can find let me show you guys. This is the series that I was watching the other day. You see, if you haven't seen this series, I advise you to go and watch it. The Night Manager. It's a very good series. And what I've seen about this series is that what this series told me is that what people would do to make money. Okay? Chaos is an opportunity for you to be rich. Because if you go back in the when there was a financial collapse with America in 2008, a lot of people became billionaires. Billionaires till today. You understand? They've created, it's the same system that I'm telling you about that created a lot of loopholes in the law system that they can get away with a lot of shit. The many of them, they don't pay tax. And it's another illusion again. In Africa, we all know that. We don't do this, oh, let me borrow money, I'll pay you later. No. If you have it, you buy. If you don't have it, stay home till you have it. But in this Western society, they create a system whereby you can borrow money and pay it later. And you never pay that initial money. You just have to pay the interest. So you're always going to be in debt. So it encourages a lot of people to get in debt. They start using debt. And now they'll keep encouraging you. You need to get in debt. The more debt, the more you are in debt, the more richer you are. That just concept alone is just scratching my head like, hold on a second. So you want me to be in $1 billion in debt? That is good debt. Oh, do you know, Mike, there's some good debt and there's some bad debt. Okay. So how do I get those debt? I don't think you're qualified. Then what is the point? Why are you advising me to get into debt when I don't even have opportunity to even get into one debt? Then you say that I'm not trying enough. I'm not trying enough. No, it's because the system is a corrupt system. This TV series made me see again the ideology behind chaos creates opportunity of wealth. Because it takes someone that has no morality in him. For him to see somebody in distress, to think that is an opportunity for me to make money. That is what this TV series is about. Okay, we're back. We're back. Is it working or not? All right. Africa has a little problem morality because the people who are so-called leading us, they are not leading us for our sake. They're leading us for themselves. They're doing it so that they can stay in power and stay in wealth. You understand? Their sons, their daughters, the 2, 3, 4, 5 generation, they're already set up. They're always going to be rich. It said that look to tell you the truth is a little difference between is Morocco. There's some bros from Sub-Saharan made it too, so you can credit world is just not people are built to be bigger. No, no, there's no problem with my internet. I promise you. It's the software that I'm using. My internet is completely fine. It's not internet, it's the software. The software is really bad. You understand? And that's the problem because the problem we have in Africa, it's a morality problem. Like I've always asked, Elon Musk is so-called the richest man in the world. How much money do you need to live comfortably for the rest of your life? People like that, when there's the amount of money that you make, it's not about you having money anymore. It's about what other things do you want to channel all your energy into. There's a good segue about what's going on in the world now. Because if you start looking at where the world is going, you start asking yourself, hold on a second. They're putting all this concept about AI is going to do this, AI is going to do that. Okay, AI ain't doing shit. But what AI is going to do is that some of the jobs that it's going to take away, those are the jobs that a lot of people are depending on. When those jobs are gone, what are they going to do now? What are they going to provide for themselves? Africa, are we building our own AI? Are we? No, to stay on African conversation is that African leadership, and I said it again, a lot of people have said it before me. So, YouTube algorithm, let's this one stay. Africa does not need democracy. Let me say again with more softer tone. Africa does not need democracy. We don't need democracy. We need leadership. Leadership by delegation of responsibility and hold them accountable when they don't meet the KPIs. That's what Africa needs. We have bad roads. How much do we need to fix this road? Okay. Which company is going to fix this road? Okay. How long is it going to take you to fix this road? Okay. How much money do you need to fix this road? Give us the real estimation. Okay. Now, start it. When is your finish date? Okay. You supervise them to finish it. If they don't finish it, I'll hold you responsible. That is what Africa has always been. Leadership. We find the right people that are selfless. But the problem is that how can you be selfless when rather you make money? You just let people kill each other in Africa. Then you can sell them more guns. Because that is what that TV series is about. It's about looking opportunity during chaos to make a lot of money. And these people have more influence than you and I do. I can scream my gut all I want on social media. It doesn't mean shit. Because they'll just look at this idiot. He's just making fun of himself. But these people are the people that you're asking for them to have any crumb of immorality. They're not moral. There is no aspect of morality in people that wage war everywhere in the world to make profit. Because they tap into a lot of psychology of distress. When you're distressed, you're looking for anything that's going to relieve the pain away from you. You understand? You're looking for anything that's going to take away the burden of the stress that you're feeling. This is what they do every time. Because this is not, you got to understand something now. There is a level to there. Racism is always going to be there. Always. The superior ideology and superior mentality is always going to be there. Are you going to allow it? That's another thing. And when you don't want to allow it, how are you going to fight back? What resources do you have to fight back on somebody that wants to oppress you? No one will ever get jailed for anything because, like I said again, G, it's the system. The system will allow them to get away with it. The system is built and designed for them to be able to get away with things they are not supposed to do. So-called the law is a fugazi. The law is a fiction. Have you ever heard the terms, the law was designed to be broken? No, the older I got, I'm saying, this is what they mean. The law is designed for you to commit crime and get away with it. That is the law. Because you just need to get yourself the best, finest lawyers in this world. And you will most likely get away with it. You have to rub the right palms, if you know what I mean. Allegedly. You kiss the right butt, pause, no Diddy. Allegedly. These are the things that you need to do. You will get away with it. It's just the law. The law is a fugazi, is a Ponzi scheme. Because there's a lot of people who've done some of the most despicable thing in this world. Huh? They've done some of the most despicable thing in this world. They will get away with it. You just need to get yourself the best lawyers and have the money. Find me a moral rich man. Find me a moral rich billionaire. I'll wait. You think all of them, their hands are clean? You understand? Yeah, that's the same thing with Diddy too. Look at all the despicable thing he did. He kind of get away with it because most people, if those people were poor, if somebody did what Diddy did and he's not as influential or rich as him, you think he's going to get away with it? Yeah. They will have thrown him. Listen, in American system again, we're talking about system again. This is why I said Africa does not need Western ideology system because it enables a lot of immorality. Africa does not need the Western system to rule, to govern, to protect us because their system it allows a lot of immorality. The system is designed for them to be able to get away with things at any time, at all time. And there will be enough justification why it's happening. Because all you have to say is allegedly. Because how do you prove something when somebody is getting fucked up, but you still cannot prove it? Because all you have to say is that it's just an alleged. But you can see this guy and the mark all over the person and say, can you prove it? I know. And I'm one of those people that I hate it when you lie that something happened to you and didn't happen to you. No. The pain and the consequences that person was going to take, you need to pay it. In Africa, we call it justice, jungle justice. You don't lie because it's morality. This world is ruled and controlled by the least of the moral people on the planet of this earth. That they will do some of the most immoral thing for them to make money. And you expect those people to go and follow the law? Man, stop bullshitting yourself. We're talking about some of the most immoral people. We're asking them to act and behave like a moral individual. They lack no morality. There's no morality in them at all. These people will do they will throw you under the bus for them to make one gold bar. Because that one gold bar, they will go and show their other rich friends, hey, this is how I make it, but you have to invest into me now so I can do it more. We're cooked in Africa. It's not because that we don't lack the knowledge. It's that, number one, we are not empowered. Number two, the system is not designed for us to be empowered. The system is not picking a boy in school. Let me show you another thing again. You understand? Let me show you the difference between kids in China and kids in the Western world. It's night and day. Go and check the TikTok. Go and check it yourself, you see. They create things for the future. We watch TikTok for funny videos and clowning each other. That's what we do. The same thing applies here to in Australia, same thing in Africa. You gotta think about it for a second now. Italian lettuce, Italian shoe. Tell me, how many Italian trees generate rubber? Let me check if maybe I'm jumping now. I'm just checking right now. Italy does not have any native rubber plantation. But how come they make a lot of fabrics? Well, let's check fabrics. What about fabrics? So, but largely import raw fibers for its luxury. So they produce some of the so-called, best high quality wool, linen, and cotton, silk, and blah blah blah. But they don't have any tree that grows it. This is what I'm saying is that until we Africans, we remove our mind from being consumers We need to be producers. Yeah. TikTok in China is not the TikTok. We have this. Thank you. Remind me again. You guys understand something? I said this last year, and I say it again. This last year, 2025, is the last year that kids will be ever smart again. Kids will never be as intelligent as they are now. It's done. Because the level of dependency that this next generation are going to have with AI. In fact, if they sneeze, they'll go on TikTok and Google and AI and Google it. If they're having headache, they'll go on AI and ask questions. Critical thinking is dead. Let me say it again. Critical thinking is dead. It's gone. Kaput. Because there's going to be a lot of dependency on AI. They will be, if AI tell them to shit in a plate and put water on it that is going to grow, they'll believe it. That's the thing. Everything we have in Africa, because we don't, number one, we don't even, the authenticity that it requires for us to really self-reflect and look at ourselves is that, and yet people are still poor as a system. Yes, it's the system. I'll say it again. Africa needs to change. We need to let go of the Western system. That's it. We need to create our own system that apply to us, that help us, that's going to help us grow. System that benefits the common man, just like China did. The system that benefits the poor man, this is the system that we need in Africa. We don't need this Western ideology. I don't give a shit if you're a white man watching me now, white woman, or whatever Caucasian fucking you are. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your master's degree. I don't care about your PhD. In fact, you can roll that paper off and shove it right into your ass. I don't give a shit. Your system is full of immoral, it allows a lot of immorality. That is your system. It works well for you. Africa does not need system like that. We don't need it. It works for you. Congratulations. That is not the system we need. We need a system that is designed for the common man back home. The system that will uplift the common farmer. The system that will place the value of materials based on the current market rate. The system that will allow parents to parent the kids. The system that will allow education based on everything within the country, not influenced by another place. If Arabic was the language in Morocco, I'm sure they're going to have some native tongue or native dialect. I don't even know if they have one. Maybe all they know all their life is speaking Arabic. In Nigeria, there's thousands of dialects, like maybe 1,000 something. But we have 3 major ones. We all have innate, natural, beautiful things that has been passed down for thousands of generations, but we can't see it. And AI is coming? Kids will be dumber like a mother sucker moving forward. Especially in this Western society. Their kids will be dumb as hell. I'm sorry, it might hurt, but it's just the truth. Your kids, they won't be able to know sneezing from coughing because everything will depend on AI. Now, they don't even do any education anymore. The education system is cooked because AI now, the AI is so advanced now that anything to do with academia or whatever it is, you got to understand something now. Critical thinking is gone. Kaput. And these are the kids that's going to be the future leaders. Oh, Africa, we're going to dominate them like bitches. Pause. No diddy. We can't wait. Because this younger generation, you can have all the AI you want in this world. AI won't be able to help you. We talk like $4, barbers, and one mix of Arabic. There you go. You see, that's the thing. Thank you. I didn't even know that. See, the thing is that Africans, listen. It's stupid. I'm not telling us to go and behave like Chinese. I'm not telling us to go and behave like UAE or Dubai, that they buy everything. No. I'm telling us to go and acquire knowledge. You understand? I want us to go and acquire knowledge. and build to be sufficient in the things that we have. We empower ourselves. This is how we're going to get out of this God-forsaken, people influence, people manipulative system that we have known all our lives. Because in talking about full transparency, I've said it many, many times. For those who are watching, my Nigerian brothers and sisters, if I'm lying, please put it in the comment section if I'm lying. All my life, Nigeria has never had 24 hours undisrupted electricity ever. All my life, we've never had non-disruptive 24 hours electricity. Never. Why? That doesn't make any sense. You understand? It's because we have the system that's enabled immorality. Because since then, they've borrowed over $300 billion, promising Nigerians that they're going to give them full-time electricity until today. Not yet. Do you think that is a moral behavior for you to say you're going to do something and you go and borrow money on behalf of that, and yet you didn't do it, and you can just do it again next election? That electricity I told you about, I just got the contract after 4 years. I'm going to give you in the next 3 weeks. 3 weeks in 40, in 7, what, how old is Nigeria now? 66, is this? 1960. Yeah, 66 years old. Oh, shit. This shit is more different than that. For 66 years, Nigeria don't have... For 66 years, Nigeria doesn't have full 24 hours electricity. And you have presidents who have come and borrowed shitload of money. And you say that is moral? No, it's not. It's because the system is allowed them to do it. Morality doesn't have accountability, or lack of morality doesn't come with accountability. When you don't have morality, it's the justification for you to do a lot of horrific shit, and you will get away with it because you don't have immorality in you. And this is what these people, the so-called leading us, they do every fucking day. There is no morality in their vein. They don't look down on the man that is using his hand to dig hole. He doesn't have the most updated technology about agriculture. That man is the man that does everything. There you go. Actually, you wanted no electricity, no invest, no interest. Yeah, that's the thing. All my life, as a Nigerian, before I left Nigeria till today, there has never been ever 24-hour undisruptive in the entire fucking country. And the so-called leaders of the country has borrowed over $300 billion, promising that they're going to give us 24 hours electricity, and it never happened. And they always get away with it. Tell me how moral that is. All right? Say whatever you want to say about China. But how come China can look like this? Look at that. That is China for you, looking like that in 2026. And these leaders have promised us 24 hours for once. They're yet to provide for once. But China can have 24 hours, and China's population is just the entire Africa in one country. And they have 24 hours undisrupted electricity. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't come here and give me this fucking bullshit about some politician. No, it's full of fucking immorality. So put the Quran down. Put the Bible down. It doesn't do shit. Because we are ruled by the most immoral people on the planet of this earth. And you're expecting your life to act. Your life ain't worth shit to them. Our lives is worth nothing to them. These people, they don't give a flying fuck. They don't care. Excuse my language. I'm very passionate. They don't care. This is why I said the system that we get ruled back over there, it's the Western system that works well for them. We congratulate them. We wish you all the best. But don't give me this bullshit about your Muhammad. He's not coming from heaven to change shit. You will have to change it. Because we have all acknowledged that we have a lot of problems in Africa. We do, right? Okay, good. Then what are we doing about it? If I was to tell you right now, say, I want to give you $300 billion for you to fix electricity in your country, what are you going to do with it? Who are you going to go with? What knowledge do you have about electricity? Which are the companies that should provide you the best electricity that can give you based on the resources that you have in your country, or the ones that you need to go and buy? How many of you have that information? Most people don't know. Because the system has been designed for you to put your belief in some fucking corporation. Because the corporations, you have your best interests at that. And yet, your country still don't have 24 hours electricity. If you don't have good electricity, why would another company in another country come and invest in your country when you don't even have the basic things for them to feel secure? And you wonder why Africa didn't develop? Africa didn't develop because of Western colonization. It's developed because we have some of the most immoral people leading us. They're the most degenerate individuals that we can call. Where did they learn it from? It's a learned behavior. For you to feel like because you're in power, you want to be there, you will do whatever you can to suppress other people from elevating up. If you're enjoying this live stream, please don't be stingy with your fingers. Oh yeah, click the subscribe button on YouTube, Twitch, all the platforms. Go and subscribe there. If you're stingy with your fingers, I'll curse you. I'll read Quran, Bible, combine it together and swear for you. Yeah, it's the follow button. You understand? Yeah, I'm the one to call you the worst. So let me play this video from this guy. This guy cooked. He said a lot of things that I wanted to say, but my English is not the PhD standard. So this is why I don't have a lot of followers. Because if I was articulating like, or sounded like I was college, the liberation of the hey, shut the fuck up. I'll give you the African English. It's what I can do. I'll use it to speak my English. If you need more translation, I'll translate it for you. Even though I can do this, I'll give it to you. I call it Yoruba, call it Tiwa English. Where's my screen? Let's listen to this guy. Let him break it down.
You gotta hand it to Americans. They still treat the Constitution like it's some ancient magic spell that keeps evil away. As if parchment and calligraphy are gonna leap out of a museum case, choke a senator, and restore the Republic. It's paper with words, folks, not a Marvel superhero. And impeachment? Don't make me laugh. That's not justice. That is political burlesque. A bunch of overpaid clowns pretending to punch each other for the cameras so the peasants feel like accountability still exists. It's WWE for college-educated idiots. Lots of yelling, no actual hits, and behind the curtain, everyone cashes the same checks.
Fact. That is what they do. In public, they'll tell you, oh, yeah, politician, Republicans are shit. Oh, the Democrat are shit. They all hang up, they all hang out, they do the same old shit. And you're dying. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. Yeah. Now they're democratizing your ass now. Listen, nothing makes me more joy. When I see Americans, it's, shit, I love to laugh, man. Yeah. For me, it's comedy.
You don't get a revolution from hearings and subpoenas. you get a fucking matinee show for a dying empire.
Ooh.
Here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. The collapse that you and I are living through isn't random. It's not a whoops situation. It's not bad luck. It's not a coincidence. It's a strategy. And that strategy has a cast list. We know their names, we know their institutions, and we know what they're building. It's not about left versus right. It's about the managerial class, the people who control the money, the technology, the information, and the narratives.
Ding, 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 ding. Let's give him a clap. Let's give him a clap. And this is the thing that I've said many times. A lot of people, Americans, I laugh a lot when I hear you. I remember when Trump was, let him win. Yeah, vote for your, yeah, vote for Trump. Let him win. It's going to change the watch. For it. I'm here to watch, and I'm going to laugh. Oh, we're back. Okay, that's fact. Because yeah, in Australia too, they just passed the anti-speech law. Now you gotta watch your tongue. You cannot say a lot of things now because allegedly you might be in trouble. And Australia ain't taking it. They really mad like a mother sucker. Yeah, because they just passed a law now. Be careful. You spoke too much. Yeah, they're gonna get your ass.
Start with the money. The central banks run the financial world. The
Fact.
Federal Reserve, the European Central Bank, the Bank of England, the Bank of Japan, and the Bank for International Settlements. And that last one is the Vatican of banking.
Fact.
The BIS tells the central banks what rules to follow, what tools to use, and how to manage global liquidity. Nobody elected Jerome Powell. Nobody elected Christine Lagarde.
Fact.
Nobody elected the BIS general manager.
Fact.
Yet, these people decide interest rates, monetary policy, money supply, inflation targets, and the fate of currencies.
Fact.
They can crash an economy or stimulate it with a meeting and a press release.
Fact.
Congress doesn't control the dollar. The Fed does.
Fact.
The Fed is a private cartel.
Fact.
The peasants think they have capitalism.
Fact.
What they really have is monetary feudalism.
Fact.
Then, look at the corporations that control actual assets. BlackRock,
Fact.
Vanguard,
Fact.
and State Street.
Fact.
Between the three of them, they have over 25 trillion in assets under their management.
Fact.
They are major shareholders in almost every major brand you touch.
That is the thing that's very scary for. I know a lot of Americans now, and I'm leaning more American conversation now. We're gonna discuss it. yeah. The BlackRock, even YouTube, they own it. For me to even talk here, they allow me to be here. So anytime they can shut it down, or they can send message if we hit them in the head. You know, like we used to say in African village, you say you have to make sure that the nail is staying put properly. Because if you're not careful, you're gonna hit your hand. You're not gonna hit the nail. But when you hit in the nail, boom, the thing will keep caving in. And you just make sure that you hit it as straight as you need to hit it, or else the thing is gonna bend. That is how it is with these rich bastards. They control everything. You that you build a company, you think you wanna, and when they're ready to buy it from you, even though you don't want to sell it, you have to sell it by force. You know what I mean?
Food, energy, medicine, tech, media, defense, and transportation.
Fact.
BlackRock owns Pfizer stock, BlackRock owns Lockheed Martin stock.
Fact.
BlackRock owns Google,
Fact.
Microsoft, Meta, JP Morgan, Chevron, Amazon, and half of the S&P 500.
Fact.
When you own the companies that control the news, the war machine, the medicine, the social media, and the supply chains, that is not a free market. That's a monopoly.
Free market, that's an illusion. Free market? Because you're making, I just made $5,000 today, man. The business is good. You idiot. If you make 5,000, imagine how much money they've made. It's like it's like all this rich company, they just look at those like, man, I made $25 million this year. To them, it's like 25 cents. Your $25 million to companies like that, it's like you make 25 cents.
Empire disguised as capitalism. On the government side, you've got the intelligence agencies that never lose power no matter who wins elections.
You see, this is back what I was talking about. The whole system of Africa is that the system is it's the system. Huh? We can hit our head all you want. Listen, you don't need to be a PhD graduate holder to understand. It's a system. System, brilliant system was designed. It's a system that you put you like Didi put you on that. It's the system is designed to. The system is like that. It's called the system. There's nothing you can do about it. The only way you can check out of the system is for you to completely check out. Because the system has created a illusion of you thinking that everything that you acquire is the what they just want you to have. For you to shut yourself completely out of system is that it's like you need to go live in some bush somewhere. And you're lucky they don't even own the land too. Okay? Because on paper, because that's the thing again. That's one thing the guy said that kind of hit me. First time I saw this video. I'm like, I'm a Nigerian. And I'm very sure these big companies, they have a lot of businesses in Nigeria. So technically, which means they're going to own a lot of land in Nigeria. All right? And you're going to start asking the different questions that if they own a lot of land in Nigeria, and I'm a native, I'm from the soil. So a foreign corporation has more rights on when I need to work on my land and where I need to work on my land. And the only thing that the corporation have to legitimately say that this land belongs to me is written on a piece of paper. And that piece of paper is called contractual agreement. So a piece of paper, I need to acknowledge a piece of paper. Okay? I need to acknowledge a piece of paper. It's called a contractual agreement, a contractual obligation. And if I don't agree with it, then I'm violating the contractual agreements. So now they have every right to take me to court. The court that was designed to help the immoral people to get away with immoral shit. And that is one place they want to take me. They want to take me to some court of justice. The same system that they know very well because they are the ones who've created the system. And it doesn't matter, even though I have every right because I'm from the soil. They would take me to court, and I don't have any claim over my land or where I come from because they created a system that the law is now the tool they use just in case if I be a little rebellious towards them, saying, "No, fuck that. This land belongs to me. I'm from this soil. You're a foreign company. You promised A, B, C, and D. You don't do shit. You don't even pay tax. Show us the receipt. Show us the receipt. Have you ever seen all this big corporate? They show the receipt of the tax they pay annually. Let's do checks and balance. You understand? Let's do checks and balances. Show us the receipt of the tax that you paid this year. All these big companies, let's show us the receipt of your tax that you paid. You don't have anything to hide in, eh? Show us the receipt. I'm going to do a live stream about this law shit. I mean, the way I see law, forget about it. It is the biggest scam, if there was one. The law is a scam. Yes, you heard me right and clear. I'm not bluffing. The law is a fucking scam. Because the law is never there to hold any people accountable. People get away with a lot of shite. Because you just need to get the best lawyers. And they'll find all kind of clause to justify a lot of fuckery that they do. That is the law. You can whinge. In fact, you can call Jesus Muhammad. You can call Ogboni. Call whatever you want to call. When it comes to so-called the law, there is nothing you can do about it because you're supposed to go based on the law of the land. And who has more influence? Because the judge that is going to preside over your case, he went to your school. He learned the system.
CIA, NSA, FBI, DHS, Five Eyes Alliance. Unelected surveillance bureaucracies with permanent budgets and zero accountability.
Zero.
They don't answer to presidents.
Nope.
Presidents answer to them.
Fact.
The intelligence state decides what information reaches the public,
Fact.
what gets censored, what gets classified, and what gets buried.
Fact.
They helped overthrow governments in Iran, 1953,
Fact.
Guatemala, 1954,
Fact.
Chile, 1973,
Fact.
Ukraine twice, 2004 and 14.
Fact.
And that's just the highlight reel.
Fact.
If they'll topple foreign governments, why would anyone believe they wouldn't shape domestic politics?
Fact.
Then add the international institutions that write global policy without a single vote from a single citizen.
Fact.
The United Nations, the World Bank, the IMF, the World Trade Organization, the World Health Organization,
Fact.
and the World Economic Forum.
All those World Organization. It's a lot of bullshit. Bullshit. That boy said bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit. Because we know it's just a forgaze. And these are the people that you tell me that I need to have master's degree and they need to be very educated. No. I am from the whole cloth. I'm from the whole cloth. Yeah, I'm from the whole cloth. I use this one. I did think with this one first. Yeah. It's called critical thinking. Critical thinking is not the one they do in America. The critical think. No. We do a different kind of critical thinking here. It's a bit different.
These groups decide pandemic policy, economic policy, digital ID policy, climate restrictions, trade rules, and migration rules. They write the scripts nations follow. During COVID, heads of state didn't draft their own policies. They copied WHO guidelines. They copied WEF papers about vaccine passports. They copied CDC protocols. It was a global copy-paste operation. That's not democracy.
Nope.
That's managerial synchronization.
Fact.
And behind them, you've got the NGOs and the philanthropic foundations.
That's another bullshit. Bullshit? That is another bullshit again. Because all these organizations, philanthropic, I want to go save the kids in Africa. I want to give them water. I want to know. It's been the things in my brother's joy. I've been wanting to do this because I'm humanitarian. A lot of bullshit. Because we know the classic case of number one, money laundering. Allegedly. Allegedly, of course. There's a lot of money laundering allegedly over there that they used to do a lot of money laundering. Allegedly. I need to borrow one of their words. Allegedly, they use it to do a lot of money launderings. And they use it to forgaze a lot of people. That we're not doing anything wrong. Allegedly. Yeah, all those philanthropical organizations. You think they're coming there to help you? Man, get the fuck out of here. If you're still fooling on that, I have a bridge I want to sell you. It's right underneath my table here. You can send me $5,000. I'll send you the invoice.
That operate like shadow governments. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, Open Society, Clinton Foundation, Ford Foundation. They fund media, science, education, elections, think tanks, NGOs, and health programs. When you fund the information pipeline, you don't need censorship.
Fact.
The narrative censors itself.
Fact.
And if a story doesn't serve the program, it simply doesn't get grants.
Fact.
The playbook is always the same. Create a crisis, sell a solution, expand control.
Let me give this guy a clap. Let me give him a clap. This is how it's always been. That is the playbook. In fact, I should just end this live stream right now. That is the playbook. Let me rewind it again for those who missed it. Let him say it again one more time in case if you missed it. Listen carefully.
NGOs and health programs. When you fund the information pipeline, you don't need censorship. The narrative censors itself. And if a story doesn't serve the program, it simply doesn't get grants. The playbook is always the same. Create a crisis, sell a solution, expand control.
That's it. Create a crisis. Then sell a solution. And then control the narrative. Oh, shit. I mean, this is the same thing. It's the same thing about the TV series The Night's Manager that I watch on Amazon Prime. I know I'm giving free adverts, but I don't care. And then they're not going to support it again. It doesn't matter. Yeah. That is exactly the game. Like my detailed translation of what this man just said is that this is how they do it. You will invite me to your house. I'll come into your house. No. You didn't invite me yet. I'll go and rob you in your house. I'll steal everything you have in your fridge. Then when you call me, when you call police, I will show up. And then I tell you, who robbed you? How did they rob you? Show me what they took. Then he say, okay, all right. Then I say, okay, don't worry. I'll find who robbed you for you. Now, you have to make sure that you do this, and that. Then and I say, moving forward, you need to do this now to protect you so nobody rob you again. That is what they do. They will create chaos. They will come as offering you the solution to the chaos that they created. So once they will not tell you, okay, moving forward, for you to stop this from happening, I've written this policy and this guidance for you. So this is what you have to do moving forward. That is the playbook. It's still the same old playbook they've been using for years. They still use it today. And you, the PhD holders that you like to debate, all of you now thought I go finish all of you now. Stupid people. It's a very intelligent, educated conversation. Shut the fuck up. You guys have been going to the World Health Organization all these years. How come morality has never been in the conversation on how to hold all of you accountable for all the horrific things that you guys have done in the name of... Let him continue. Let me just shut up my mouth.
After 9/11, we got the Patriot Act, mass surveillance, NSA, spying, DHS, TSA, endless wars, and trillions in defense spending. After 2008, we got bank bailouts, QE, inflation, asset bubbles, and corporate consolidation. After COVID, we got lockdowns, digital passports, mRNA contracts, censorship, labor restructuring, and a new international health treaty in the works.
That's it. How do you get out of the system, ladies and gentlemen? Please let me know in the comment section, because this video is going to be there. All right? Let me know in the comment section. How do you expect to get out of the system? What are you supposed to do? I don't care your white, black, brown, purple, Middle Eastern, Asian, kum kum yam yam. It doesn't matter. How do you get out of this system? Because they're fucking you on both sides. Everywhere you go, you're getting fucked. Pause. No DD. The system is designed to squeeze you to it. That's what they do. They'll squeeze you to submission. Then you become a pawn, a tool. How do you fight against it? Some people are smart enough, because you need to get rid of. There's no internet, none of this. Build a cabin somewhere. I'll give you guys what a lot of people have been suggesting now. Let him finish.
Every crisis takes more freedom from the bottom and delivers power to the top. Every crisis expands the managerial class. And every crisis ends with the peasants paying the bill. Meanwhile, everything is failing at the same time. You've got
And that's the thing. It's a fucking delusion for you to think that we did one of my live streams on TikTok. I was talking to my viewers and I said, we did some calculation, even here in Australia, that you're not supposed to talk about. Here in Australia, all these corporation organizations, they make, like Trump say, billions of dollars, billions. They made a lot of billions. They didn't pay zero tax. They pay zero tax. They made billions of dollars and they paid zero tax because there is a clause in the tax law that justified them to able to get away with it. You understand? They've created a system whereby you. So now, if you want all the nicest things, if you want to be able to hear my voice, if you want, you have to succumb to the system. And that is why immorality continues to dominate us every day. We get ruled, governed by people who lack morality. And you're expecting to live a moral life. Why do you think there's so much degeneracy in the world today? Why do you think the things that we see every day on social media, it's more scary? Just the thought in people's mind is enough to cripple your soul. But it's justified. We see more immoral shit every day on social media than we've ever done on our lives. And there's the justification for it. Because it's the system. You understand? Oh, man, don't tell me about COVID-19 in Australia, bro. That shit was a hustle, man. It was a hustle. You understand? And this is why the system is always been a system. Before you start pointing fingers, just understand a system. What? Go and check the definition of a system. It's a structure by whom you have to do your do's and your don'ts. Because if you don't do what the system wants, the system will remove you and put somebody who's going to abide what the system wants. So even your jobs, your daily life, everything is structured because it needs to go with what the system wants. If you go against the system, you're not a problem. But the system designed to help you to get you better? No, the system is organized and orchestrated to make your life a fucking living hell. That is what the system has been designed to do. So I bought it out months ago and it was taking so long. No, that's the thing though. Where are you gonna run to though? That's the thing. But the thing is that until we get to the point and start seeing things for what it is, don't be scared to acknowledge these things. Don't be scared about it. I'm not. What did they want to do to me? What? I don't have anything I need for me to be scared about. What? Because we get to the point whereby you need to stop living your life out of fear. The same thing they've done, they've always done it. We live in an immoral society and we're expecting things to be moral. We see some of the horrific things that the system has done. The COVID year in Australia, it was a hustle. There's some statistics shows it will take 15 years for people to get over what COVID has done to people. 15 years. You understand? 15 years. It will take 15 years for people to get over what COVID has done to them. 15 years. I was here too. Some people are fucked up in Australia now because their life has just never been the same since COVID. I'm not even talking about the people who lost a family member. I'm just talking about those who are locked up in a house for over a year plus. COVID was some fucking experiment, man. It was an experiment project.
$38 trillion in U.S. national debt and $700 trillion in global derivatives exposure. You've got...
That's another thing again, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I said. The system again, yeah, the credit system. You know, I'll find a video to break that credit system down for people to understand. The credit system is the same concept. How can a country, wait for it. How can you be in $37 trillion in debt? And yet, you are still classified as the richest country in the world. It doesn't make sense because your debt is in your own currency, but you at the same time, you can print as much money as you can. What is backing that debt? This is why I always tell people, for me, China is the number one economy in the world, and it's not even close. They are the number one economy in the world. It's not America. It's not. It's never been for years. That's why there's all kind of propaganda or whatever. China is building things. Now they are the number one global supplier for electricity. I know what scared me is good night. 60 seconds. Thank you, Dream Back to Life. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for joining the live stream tonight. Like I said, the society that we live in today, we need to open our minds more to really understand. Everybody is hating on China. Why? China has never gone to attack anybody. They didn't take Venezuela president. They didn't disrupt Ukraine. What? They buy the trade. You give me, rub my back, I rub your back. That's their deal. And they're fair. Nah, the money ain't Martin, man. I ain't falling for that shit. Moving on.
Birth rates collapsing in the US, Europe, Japan, China, and South Korea, all below replacement levels. You've got 60% of American adults on at least one prescription drug and 20% on 5 or more. You've got
that's that deep.
Record mental illness, record unaliving, record addiction, record loneliness.
Like I tried to do a video a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't do it properly because of the software was kind of misbehaving. Yeah, in Australia it was the same. 2-3 years ago, I think they'll provide the next statistics probably sometime this year. There's over 2,523 men who unalived themselves in Australia. You're not going to see the national news. It's not going to be there because it's not supposed to be there. But their families are struggling every day, crying. People unaliving in record margin level. It's crazy. Because the system is what? That's what the system does.
You've got failing infrastructure, failing schools, failing families, and failing communities. You've got 40% of the United States having less than $400 in savings, and the average home costing 8 to 10 times the average income.
This guy. Man, come to Australia. Come on. This guy. Man, what, 400? Listen, the average for you to buy a house in Australia. Holy. For you to buy a house in Australia, do you know how much it's going to cost you? In Sydney, it's about $1.7 million Australian. In Melbourne, I think it's about 800 and something to $900,000 now. It's getting close to $1 million for you to buy a house. And you cannot, where do you have $1 million in cash? Where? You're going to put it on a mortgage. And you'll be paying additional $250,000 more. China, they are bad as US. They give you debt to build stuff when you can't represent content. That's why I said that's the thing. It's like it doesn't make any sense. You're borrowing money that you won't be able to pay in your lifetime. So the debt to get carried over. So the debt system has created a lot of imaginary wealth that is not backed by nothing. That is backed based on projection. Let me tell you something then. The debt wealth is backed on projection. It's basically projection. Projection that there's gonna be a new software, a new technology that will increase the value of a property, that will increase the value of an environment. It's just based on projection. That's where the debt is crazy. The debt could last you a lifetime. Imagine you have $20-30 million and you won't be able to pay it. You will keep borrowing more money. And the bank will give it to you because that's what the bank wants. The more debt you have, the more richer the banks become. Australia.
You've got food controlled by 10 corporations, media controlled by 5, and social platforms controlled by 2. And while all of that is burning, the ruling class is moving towards central bank digital currencies, digital IDs, ESG scoring, climate quotas, smart cities, 15-minute districts, and AI-mediated behavior control. The peasants get propaganda about safety and equity and efficiency and sustainability. The ruling class gets permanent control over movement, money, speech, and identity.
Australia, are you listening?
That's not a conspiracy theory. That is a public policy rollout with published white papers. And the funny part, the tragic part, the Carlin part, is that the peasants still think voting is going to fix it. They're arguing over Republicans and Democrats while BlackRock, the Fed, the IMF, and the intelligence state rearrange the world. And the peasants scream about impeachments, as if taking one puppet off the stage changes the play.
Doesn't.
The peasants have opinions. The ruling class has architecture.
Fact.
And when you look at the big picture, you realize the system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. The only things breaking are the illusions.
Holy! If the truth can hit you like a brick, this guy spoke a lot of what I call fat and oil. He spoke a lot of. I said the same thing. The same thing this guy said. I said it last year. True and true. It's an illusion. It's the system. The system is working exactly how it's been designed. The system is designed that way. Because I said here last year in Australia, it doesn't make a sense that it doesn't make any kind of sense that I should pay more tax than companies who made about 10, 5, 10, 15 billion dollars. In what world could that even be? Why should I pay more tax than companies who made more money than I've never seen in my entire life? And there's a justification for it because they can just say, they can put under some stupid bureaucracy and they will get away with it. And then you call me. Then, if I didn't pay tax for 1 year, I'll get vilified. I'll get dragged around the board. Yeah, because I'm a black man working in a white man's world and he's taking advantage of the system. That's what you're going to hear. And I'll be vilified. I'll be chastised. I'll be called every name under the book. Because I'm going against the system. Because the system is designed for me. It's me that needs to pay the tax, not the rich corporations. Because the money that they made, it needs to go to the shareholders. Allegedly. You have to pay the shareholders. And who are the shareholders? Some of them, they're me like you because they're buying stocks in those companies too. So we are diddling ourselves. We are using our own hand to diddle ourselves. Then we whinge and complain. Morality, my ass. We live in a society that lacks morality. And we expect any remnants of normalcy. Are you delusional like a Marasoka? Yeah, you are very delusional. All right, let's go to the next part of this live stream. Now, let's talk some let me show you another one again to just because I want to hit it in the net properly today. You pay 20-30%, companies pay 5, 10, 10. Yeah, man, fuck that. They don't even listen, they don't pay tax. They don't pay no tax. This is another thing again that they've done in America. Because if it happens in America, it's the truth. Allegedly. I just like to laugh. This is another system again that they use to scam people now. Have you heard about corporate fraud before? Let me wear my glasses. Because social media, they always like to find a photo of you or a video of you looking fucked up. I look put together like money. Hey, shit, I ain't got nothing. Let me show you this video of let this lady break it down for us.
Right now in America, we have more private equity firms than we have McDonald's. That should terrify everyone.
What?
Okay? It is now the investment firm for the Ivy League Nepo babies of choice, right? And they have a 31 to 39,000 company backlog they cannot sell because they've stacked them all with too much debt. They're no longer worth what they're claiming they're worth, and they have to close out their funds. For anyone that doesn't understand how a private equity fund works, the private equity firm takes no liability. They create.
Wait. Listen. You see what I mean again by the system? It takes no liability at all. Because the system, how can you say you want to open up a company? And there's a system that doesn't hold themselves accountable for nothing. So when people invest their hard-earned money, they sweat, 20, 30 years of hard labor, they put into it. There is no accountability at all. And you are supposed to invest in those companies.
a fund that has some investors. They borrow the money from other people. They don't use their own money or very little of their own money. They borrow the money from pensions and banks and other investment mechanisms, a lot of public pensions especially. And then they go and they buy things with that and debt. They stack the debt on top of the company, and the company that they are buying owes the debt back.
That sounds like a Ponzi scheme, isn't it?
It's the equivalent of me buying a car and saying, I get to have the car. I get the benefits of the car. I get my credit report better for having the car, but the car owes the payments, and the car needs to go figure out how to pay for itself.
How is that even allowed? How? I want the PhD orders. Come and justify this mumble bullshit again. Come and justify it. How is this even allowed? How?
While the car is paying for itself, I'm going to sell its parking space. I'm going to lease out its tires to someone else. I'm going to sell back its contract for its permanent maintenance package, and I'm going to dividend all that money to myself, and somehow the car still has to pay for itself, and then I'd borrow more money and the car is going to owe that too. That's quite literally how it works. Well, in the past, over the last 2 years, as interest rates went up, all of the debt they stacked on top of these companies got very unsustainable, and that debt is adjustable rate debt. So they're paying, in many cases, between 14 and 18%. And if they're distressed asset acquisitions, 21% interest on these billions of dollars. Wow. Okay. So what's happened is they started doing something called secondaries trades or secondaries market sales, where if I have ABC private equity and somebody else is 1, 2, 3 private equity, and I have $1 billion company I can't sell, and they have $1 billion company they can't sell, and both of our funds have to close contractually, we just sell them to one another because the free market says they're not worth what they're worth, but we need to close out those funds. So we go borrow from more unsuspecting pension holders. We sell them to one another for the fake valuation we gave each other, and we use that money to pay out our investors from the first fund. Now, the Financial Times has called that a pyramid scheme for years. For the past 3 years, they've called it a pyramid scheme over and over again. And that was bad enough. The free market wasn't doing anything. There were no fair market valuations. It was all just guesstimations about what they said they were worth. Well, in this New York Times article, it comes out that $100 billion in sales couldn't even be sold through those methods in the last 2 quarters of 2025. So they instead started something new through something called a continuation fund. This is where ABC Private Equity has $1 billion company I can't sell, okay? And I have a fund that has to close out. So I create ABC Company Fund 2. I go to different investors and borrow their money saying I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff. And then I sell my asset to myself with somebody else's money. And then I use that money to pay out the investors from the first fund. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's the purest explanation of a Ponzi scheme. They are creating funds in their own company and buying their own assets through other funds with other people's money for 50% increased fake valuations when those companies could not sell on the open market. And they're kicking the can another 10 years down the road. And in the process, a bunch of unsuspecting pensioners and 401ks are about to get left with these unsellable assets while they strip mine more and more and more out of them when no one else would buy it. And that is $100 billion American money in just the last 2 quarters of last year. Now they have 31,000 to 39,000 more companies they need to move immediately.
Ponzi scheme. It's just a straight up Ponzi scheme. And so I guess
So those are the ones that you want me to believe that they have my best interest at heart. You delusional like a mother sucker. You're delusional. If you think that there is so-called an honest billionaire, you're stupid. Yeah, I'm calling you and your idiot ideology out. You're stupid. Show me an honest billionaire. I wait. I tell you, I wait. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. I'm not gonna lie, man. This has been fun. Show me an honest billionaire. I want to see. I'm yet to find one. Why? Because there is no morality in their soul, ladies and gentlemen. There is no any morality. They will do every fuckery you can think about for them to make money. And they don't care how many souls they destroy, how many homes they destroy. How many? Morality ain't what shite. Okay, let's tap into this conversation. Now, let me just avoid it because I will say a lot of things that's gonna provoke a lot of people. I think I've provoked enough. I'll leave the rest for tomorrow. So just a quick recap on today itself, because I said a lot of things today that might make you feel uncomfortable. But I need to go last one. Let me give this one. So this is a video that I want us to watch carefully. Ladies, where are you at? Let me go my glasses. Where's my glasses? If you know me, you know what it is on TikTok. They know already. Ladies, I want this woman to say something. And ladies, then I have a question for you. Listen.
This is why women attack men when they're happy.
Women attack men when men are happy?
Mm-hmm.
What's an example? Oh, like sports.
Exactly. Ugh, he's so full of himself. And we'll do something to take him down.
So wait, why do women do that?
Because happiness and power comes together in a man's body, and the power is scary. And so we have to diminish the power. So we will attack them when they're happy. They come home, they caught a big fish, or whatever it was they did. If it wasn't something that I did that gave you that feeling, then that's a problem. We never say, you hurt my feeling.
No.
You hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Because they're all right here, and it feels like you stabbed me in the chest or you crushed.
And ladies, the thing is that when I first saw this video, I just chucked. I'm not surprised, because a lot of men have been talking about this for years, and you have, some women are not very happy when they see men happy. And I don't want to take shot at women, so ladies, please just change your ways. All right, change your ways. I've had enough. I've had conversation a lot about relationship for years now. There's enough videos on my page already that you can see. But just to throw a little recap on this live stream tonight, because I'll be here again tomorrow. I promise you guys. I'll be a little more present now, because I know I took a little time off from YouTube and stuff like that. But just a little recap. I discussed this today about the whole situation with Morocco and North Africa in general. It's why they always kind of sit back. And I had a little back and forth with Mom, and he kind of allied me, and I do appreciate the conversation, really. And we've talked about politics. We've talked about current affairs. We've talked showed things about money, how they broken us. The breakdown is that my live stream is all about how you do self-reflect. Yeah, you understand? How do we self-reflect as citizens of this world? You're white, you're black, you're brown, you're purple, you're green, you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Jewish, you're whatever denominator you fall into it. You're African, you're Chinese, you're white, you're black, you're Arab, it doesn't matter. You're kumkum, you're yam yam. How do you self-reflect? Self-reflection is something that is very difficult for a lot of people to do anymore. People don't even want to do it anymore. Do you self-reflect? Because that is my mantra for 2026. How well do you self-reflect? Is your life based on morality or immorality? Do you do everything just for you to get your own, or you do everything that is going to benefit other people? So there's a lot of questions that I like people to keep at the back of their mind. I know I'm not the prettiest face, and my voice isn't the best voice either. But don't shoot the messenger, like my friends say. Say, did you get the message? You understand? Glad to be here to tell you. No, it's all right. I love the exchange. It's good. See, this is the sort of conversation that we can't hide. Let us not behave like the Western society. Like, You need to consider my feelings. No, I'm an African man. I don't do your feelings too much. Because your feelings is going to withhold the truth. The truth needs to be spoken. So there have to be a little much more better clarity. So before I go today, my North African brothers and sisters, please start showing us that you part of us. Don't isolate yourself and say that we don't want you. We've never said we don't want you. It's you. When I each other. Why? I still know a little bit more about South Africa than I do about Tunisia, than I do about Algeria or Morocco. Why? So let's come to a place. They've come to a place of understanding. That's all. All right, we're back. All right, that's all. That's all. That's for me. That's what it comes down to. Is that how do you self-reflect? Because we live in a very selfish society, selfish world. Everybody is me, 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 myself, 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 myself. Nobody does anything because we need to get to a place that self-reflecting. I know you want to drive G-Wagon. You want to drive Mercedes. You want to buy. You don't want to come to this life to suffer. But I'm telling you, if you don't suffer now, you suffer later in the future. You will. So let us start self-reflecting. Self-reflection is very good. Look into the mirror and ask yourself, how do you want this world to be? Do you come to this world because you want to do for yourself, or you come to this world because you care about other people? Which one is it? You should visit Morocco when you get to Nigeria. Don't worry, maybe someday, maybe. At the moment right now, I don't think they want to see my face in Morocco. Nah. Auntie, yeah, well, let's let's calm down first, because I know what could happen. Because and I'm not a Muslim man, because I cannot pretend like I'm a Muslim. I'm not. Even the Christians, I'm avoiding them. Not even talk about Muslims. So to continue my conversation is that let's start self-reflecting. Let's call things out the way it is. Don't hide behind tone. Let's be respectful about it. Let's see exactly how we see. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. All right. So I'm stating this based on the things that I've acquired, based on information, and the things that I've experienced personally. So it might hurt your feelings, very good, which means you're a human being. You're not a cyborg. So congratulations.